It's Tuesday, April 2, and the sell-in continues. It's almost 9 o'clock a.m. Market opens in about 30 minutes, 32 minutes. And from the high in the pre-market yesterday, like between Sunday evening and Monday morning, they were at 526 in the pre-market. And, that's where they're at now, 518.91. That's over, what is that, 70 S&P handles. So they've fallen a lot, relatively speaking, compared to what they've been doing since they've been grinding higher, going flat for a day or so, then going a little higher. But they're falling. So that institutional selling we talked about seems to be playing out. Now we have a lot of levels, and let's see, 518.85. They're right here where they open. Could be anywhere. But there's some downward pressure. But I guess it bears mentioning that while I thought about putting these all like a dashed line to indicate that they should be treated as as a zone and just one contract at each level, you'd want to be short. So if you can get on the short side and ride it down, that would be good. But expect probably some type of reaction unless at each of these levels, unless there's very sharp and drastic moves and the bottom opens up and selling begets selling and price continues to get pushed down lower. Flip side, if the bulls stage a battle and want to push price back up, then we could see some sharp moves. I actually have not looked to see if there's any kind of data announcements at 10 o'clock. Sometimes there is, but it's something else to be aware of, like there was yesterday. So anyway, we'll take a look at all the trades in the E-minis that are taken today based off of these levels after the market closes. It is now a quarter until 8 p.m. Market is obviously closed, and while the market or the spiders gapped down and looks like they went sideways before they found some support and then pulled up a little bit, closed a little higher than they opened in the morning, it's actually pretty well, there's a decent amount of movement. And I'll just expand this chart so we can kind of get a more detailed view. So I just want to point out a few things. So to the uninitiated, if you're just coming across this channel for the first time and you see these levels and you wonder what they're all about, and you see prices coming down in the spiders and they just fall through this, it looks like the level doesn't work. But those of you who have been following along know that I don't enter trades until a certain time, with some exceptions. And that time was here. So that was a trade. In fact, I even identified a level a little bit lower, which we'll see when I show the recording of the live trades today. There were two trades. This first one was here, long trade, trailed it up a little bit, got a few extra points out of it, and then a short trade at the level that was first sliced through when they came through it the first time. So this was a short trade. I also trailed the half of a position. I trailed two contracts at each one of these and trailed the half the position down for more points. And as you'll see, when I compare the base hit approach where you just take all off at the base hit compared to what I did, it's honestly easier to just take the base hit off and you make about the same amount of money each time. That's been my experience. There are some times where you can trail more, and I've shown where I've trailed 18, 20 points or so. But anyway, off topic already. But anyway, so those were the two trades. And then as price came back into these levels later in the day, I'm not interested in taking more trades because I just take them the first time they're hit. There's no guarantee that they will behave the same after they've hit them the first time. There are some exceptions. There are some rules about when you can take a recycle, not a time to talk about that at this point. The third level that was hit was up here at 518.75, but it was after 3:30 p.m. So not interested in taking that trade, but we'll just jump into the recording of the live trades as they played out today. You can take a look at the clock in the lower right-hand corner and notice that after 9:45 a.m., pardon me, is when I want to trigger trades, and I put two limit orders here on the E-mini chart at roughly the same level of 517.05. I'm not interested in adjusting this like I normally do because I want to buy lower. In fact, I even identified a level a little bit lower at 516.86, which worked out pretty well to scale in this way because once they triggered the first trade at 517.05, they fell lower and pretty much to the penny and got me in on the second contract. So at that point, I was long two. And you'll see over here in the spiders why that level was important. And so instead of taking two off, just thought I'd have some fun. I took one off, sold it back here, and trailed the remaining contract up for a few more points. And it was pretty much the same as if I had just taken both off at the same time. But anyway, just for your viewing pleasure, you can watch how this one played out. Around 10 o'clock, there was a little bit of a jolt, probably coincided with some type of data release, which I hadn't really looked into this morning. So yeah, kind of jumped up, pulled back down, stopped me out in the remaining position, and then continued their way. So this zone was now satisfied. So I'm looking at 517.90 to go short if and when they get there. And this point I sold 2. You'll see them trigger automatically right there. And once again, instead of taking 2 off at 4 points, I took 1 off. You'll see me adjust that in a minute. There we go. And once that was bought back, I trailed the other one. And they did fall down quite a bit. And while it looks impressive, the net at the end of the day wasn't a whole lot more than if I'd just taken the 2 base hits. And I'm just, reiterating that a couple times here. But they fell down, I don't know, 10 points or more before they found some support and turned back around. I had no levels between this zone and 515 and 514.50, which, by the way, wasn't on the board this morning. I identified these in real time. Definitely willing to buy down here if they got that low, but nothing in between. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if they just continued lower and I would just trail it the entire way down. But as you see in a minute, as you will see momentarily, I just got the 437.50 on the. We got stopped out at that point when they found some support and bounced back up there, which was right there. So those 2 levels, or that zone and this level, are satisfied. I'm not going to trade them again for the rest of the day. And I'll just scrub ahead to show you, as we already saw for the full day, no more action, at least at this point in the day. It wasn't until the end of the day when they hit the last level. And here one more time is the entire day with this little 1-minute chart to see the more granularity of how price came in. Bought here, sold there, nothing happened for the rest of the day. And then when they got up to 518.70, that's with the 5-cent buffer applied, by the way. It was, 334. Not going to enter that trade at that point in the day, and just as well, because it would not have worked out. There was not enough resistance there to pull back for any type of decent base hit. So those were the 2 trades today. And as promised, I will show you the 2. So this, the regular tracking log shows the 2 base hits and the one that didn't trigger because it was after 3:30 for 8 points. That's 4 points each, 4 ES points at each level. So that's what I would have gotten if I had traded my 2 contracts kind of the traditional way based on my strategy. But what I did over here is the next other tracking log is I just got a little bit more by trailing, but the net was just another point or so. So it was slightly over $900 before commissions on my 2 contracts. So those were the 2 trades, and I hope you found this interesting. I know that a number of you, a growing list of you, are receiving these levels as I continue to build out the course and the back-end membership side and the subscription side of the website. So those who have these levels, like received them this morning, there's really no reason you couldn't have made some money if you're actually trading them, or if you're doing a simulation account or paper trading account just to experiment with them, or maybe some micro e-mini contracts. I would be interested to know how you're doing. If you want to leave a comment under this video, that would be helpful. I appreciate it. So thanks again for watching, liking these videos, subscribing to the channel. Have a great day.